Welcome. Here is a rundown of war in Ukraine. What are BTGs and what do they tell us about Russia's military strategy? Battalion Tactical Group, BTG, concepts are used by Russian forces. But what are they and what do they tell us about Russia's strategy? Security and defense analyst Professor Michael Clark describes them as a battalion of infantry with around 500 to 600 men with all the other bits you need: artillery, engineers, etc. He said size-wise these groups are small with around 700 people in total, giving Russia flexibility. However, they might not be the best option for fighting a war like the one in Ukraine. Mr. Clark adds that to fight this sort of war you need brigade strengths, meaning units of 5,000 with more concentration of artillery and tanks. Why does this matter? Well, earlier the UK Ministry of Defence said it is likely that Russian forces have largely stopped deploying BTGs. Mr. Clark explains that this move makes it look like Russia is stripping down the whole BTG concept that they started with and are moving towards something more appropriate to all-out war fighting. He adds that this also signals that when the Russians come back after Christmas with their second offensive, he expects to see them with big brigades, not BTGs. Russia warns US against increasing involvement in Ukraine. Increasing US involvement in the war in Ukraine will bring growing risks, Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov has said. He added there was no dialogue between Russia and the US over Ukraine as the two sides have radically different positions. The US has plowed billions of dollars into aid for Ukraine, including providing high-tech weapons. However, like other NATO countries, it has been reluctant to get involved in the war directly to avoid getting dragged into the conflict. And the US grants $53 million to Ukraine for power grid equipment. The United States grants $53 million to support the purchase of power grid equipment to Ukraine to help Kyiv fight Russian attacks targeting its energy infrastructure. This equipment will be rapidly delivered to Ukraine on an emergency basis to help Ukrainians persevere through the winter, a Department of State statement said, adding that the package would include distribution transformers, circuit breakers, and surge arresters, among other equipment.